Hello everyone, we are live again. Well, for today we will decide to move our stream up a bit because of some scheduling. So, but the stream will continue the same way. I am Thor, and here are my two guests.
Well, I am Bade.
I'm Leah.
Okay. So,
And today our topic is about Thai street food, episode 4. So without further ado, let's get straight into it.
we can maybe start off with like your experiences with Thai food first.
Or maybe we can ask, do you guys love eating?
I like to eat.
Sometimes,
I need to eat.
but I'm happy to eat.
Okay. Okay, so what's your question earlier?
Like, since I mean our countries are neighboring, but I wanted to know if you have any like this street food culture also, or is it very different here?
So what I find very interesting here, right? Back in my home country, it wouldn't that many street food. I mean, there are, but not as much compared to Thailand, because they have a lot of like thousands of night market here, and it's very like typical for people to like just go and buy, like go there every day and buy their food, like dinners and stuff like that. So I find it very interesting and convenient at the same time. Mm.
So, well, I wanted to ask, like, in other countries also, like, you know how in the Western world, street food culture is not that big.
Yeah. Well, from my experience, I have been to like some countries like England. Well,
England?
England.
Ah.
So when I go to England, I stay with the host, but when I in the big city, I don't really see many vendors. Mostly it will be just restaurants or like cleaning stores. But if I see like vendors, it will be like just a small amount or like a sets that they make for like cheap stuff like pizza or something that is very easy to cook.
Do you notice like what time they close? Is it like very early at night, or is it still pretty late?
Well, about that, I don't really know that much about the street food there when they open and when they close, because when I was because during the time I stay in England, I only see it like only one day when, so I don't have much about information about that. But it's typically I would think it would be like during normal work hours. Their their law on working time is like very strict.
Like for me also, when I went to the United States, I went into a couple of cities, but I remember like trying to go find something to eat at night. Nobody is walking, and then like, okay, because like there's only cars, and also like I walk a few paces away from my hotel, right? And like the least I could find was that is recognizable is like Family Mart to buy like something convenient to eat, but nothing like food stalls that we see here.
So according to from what you both said, I think it's very interesting that such developed country like in the European country like England or like in the United States, it maybe in a way maybe it should like be more lively and more street foods and stuff since it's more developed. So I think it's very interesting to hear that in such country they don't, but whereas in Thailand it's very typical and it's very normal and there's so many of it. We can just find it by walking.
Well, I think this come from like the market, the market itself. Well, in many countries, mostly Western, there aren't many like big open wet markets like in Thailand. People don't usually go buy groceries in markets. They usually go to like supermarkets or like from or like big stores, and this cause like something that people don't want to like make like a store inside some supermarkets. Well, with that, there aren't many street foods in accessible street food that much.
Like we talked about architecture and like the urban living last episode. Like, do you guys think that the reason why Western or like countries outside of Thailand they don't have as much street food or street market, is it because of something structural like their accessibility, like architecture, stuff like that, or is it something more about their culture?
I think like architecture have like a part to play also. When if you don't have like a big plot of land where you rent for stores to come in, there won't be any street foods for people to like come to like come and buy.
For me, partially, I do agree with you, but I also have another opinion. I think like culture also play a big role. Perhaps it's because it's always been like that from a long time ago, so that's why it's easier to like adopt those kind of night market. Whereas in European country, it's not a thing there, so that's why it's not really difficult for them to come up with those kind of idea. Even if they do, it's gonna take like really long before it's like become normal for them. Whereas in Thailand, it's already pretty normal. Like night market is everywhere. You know, if those are in my country, it wouldn't be normal at all. If I were to count how many night market in the capital city in my home country, Phnom Penh, I don't think maybe it's less than 10. I don't know.
Or it could be something that is like
Uncontrollable.
Like the weather, right? The climate.
Well, I better I think do play a part, but since Leah like come from a neighboring country, I think it don't have that much of an effect. Since we are is both a hot country, so this maybe like play a part in like colder countries.
But cause like I'm thinking like if it's a really cold city, right, like with snow and stuff, like it's gonna be really inconvenient to like operate in like
right.
5 feet of snow.
Yeah.
And you can't really cook outside because it's too cold. Yeah, so
So moving on to another topic.
yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe like it's about do you think it's the regulation of the land as well?
Yeah.
Because like, do you know some, like in most Western countries, you have to pay a lot for it to operate in a certain area, right? In Thailand, the
Also,
market
right.
also, but like not, like it depends on where you are actually. So like, for example, in Thapachan, in front of Thapachan, the market area, in front of the university, right? That part, if you're just selling like จำหน่ายสินค้า normal products, you have to pay around like 700
per month, per day.
I think it's monthly.
Oh, very nice.
As long as you use the same spot every day, stuff like that. But if you're selling, for example, like arts and ancient stuff, it goes up to like 2,000. That's more expensive. But because the product is more expensive.
Well, I think this is why like in country like China don't have that many like stores becoming less common like on the street side, because like the more the bigger the store, the more you have to pay to the government, and this cause like people to like develop many other things to like be able to sell stuff on the footpath. To like I've seen like in some places people don't dish out the stores altogether, and they just put it on their back and just cook it out of it. This is like a development that happened in like some countries.
Like vendors that just have everything on their back.
Yeah, like they have like a grill, have their like the ingredients and the power supply. Everything is strapped to their back.
Dang, interesting. Okay, so for 7-Eleven, I think this is what I've been waiting for. Do you know the origin of 7-Eleven?
Yeah,
This
it's
is
come from
from
America.
I don't know where it's from.
I think it's also from the United States, but it's super interesting that the country of origin has less 7-Eleven than in Thailand, if I'm not wrong.
I think they started off selling ice.
I really have no idea.
In the US, they started as like an ice company, and then they moved and became more than ice.
Dang, and
Well,
like,
as I've heard, I see, as I've heard, like someone, maybe a businessman from Japan, come and see like the 7-Eleven in America, and they want to like take the idea and put it in Japan, and it's become more booming than what it is in America. This was like to have multiple branches, and it just come to Thailand after that, and it's also become a booming convenience store.
because if you saw that post on social media where they depict Thailand map and then just countless of 7-Eleven pops up,
Yeah.
it's just like everywhere. And it's actually true because maybe down here you can find like several around us.
Yes.
And not even like 200-300 meters away
I
from each
I
other.
actually live on a street where there's a 7-Eleven to my right and 7-Eleven across the street and a Lotus to the left.
Yeah, a
So,
lot.
but for me, like when I come down from my condo, I turn right. There is a 7-Eleven, and that 7-Eleven comes from two 7-Eleven merging together.
Oh, wow.
I've been to a place where there's like, I think it's in like some beach city where it's like there's a pathway down the middle and 7-Elevens on this side.
Interesting.
And like, do you guys think the culture of like home cooking has anything to do with this? As in like in the West, people prefer to cook at home, not to buy stuff outside.
Of course, it's because of the money. It's really expensive, like in Western country. So most of the time, they only eat outside when it's like special occasion. 90, maybe I can say a lot of the time they would prefer to cook by themselves. I think the economic part, it plays a big part why, like a big role why, because eating out can be really expensive in the European country compared to like Southeast Asian like us. It's like so much cheaper and it's more like typical for us to do that.
And I think another reason like why the most governments don't really like street markets and stuff, right? Because it could generate a lot of like waste and trash. Do you think that's true?
You mean in the European country?
Like
Yeah, I think it's true.
in let's talk like let's see in Thailand. Like, do you think it generates a lot of like trash, waste, and stuff?
Yeah.
Of course, it doesn't need to be in Thailand. Like, it of course would generate those kind of ways.
So I
anywhere.
think like most governments like they don't really like that. Maybe.
Yeah, the more trash there is, like the more unappealing the country would be to visit. And well,
But even though it can be said that like with more trash and stuff, more smoke, right? It's like unappealing, but Thailand is able to make it like an attraction.
Yeah.
like when there's a market that I think if people if they do not walk and eat uh, walk and eat, they will just buy and take it home, and that they will uh the trash will be in the house. But- and like I see a lot of trash cans in Bangkok as well.
Yeah.
But the trash cans, I don't know, it depends on where we live, I think, but like near me, it's like almost always full and it's like coming out of, you know.
I think maybe in a way they are not happy because it do like the environment really bad. But in a way, it generates money, it generates incomes and work for the population. So maybe it's compensate with one another. It's the opportunity cost for the works and income so that the people they can have the money to support their families and stuff.
Going back to what you mentioned, like it's more expensive to get food outside in the West, right? That's why they cook at home.
I think it's one of the reason why.
If the prices were the same, do you think they would still cook at home?
Some of them, yeah.
Well, if like the cost of living, like when everything compared is the same, I think it's more about the appeal of it. If there are only like a few stores in like a city, like there would not people would just they're just trying to sell stuff.
They wouldn't care that much.
But if there are many stores in a big market, then it will be more appealing for people to like, there are many things here. I want to see what is in there,
I
and
think
people will just go to buy stuff.
I think what he means is that if they are able to make it an attraction as in Thailand, they will surely attract more people, more consumer, which is very difficult.
Yeah. It also depends on the size, right? He said, because like if it's just one or two vendors, it's not really
Not really appealing.
Yeah.
But like
Who would
in
care?
Thai, isn't it like
20 stalls.
yeah, and like some of them they just pop up and go the next day. It's like talat nat, right?
Really?
Talat nat, like
Is it like pop up?
as in like one day there's no market, another day there's a market. But
Interesting.
it rotates every week. You know,
But the one down here is Talat Indie.
that's
They
like
sell every day.
every day.
And so many stores. I think maybe 100. I don't know.
Less than that.
I see.
In like in my home city, there is this ตลาด called ตลาดต้นสน. Well, when this is a very big market, it have like quite a big the name is like a market for tree, if I remember correctly, like, and there's a lot of of stalls, and sometimes there would be like there are like buildings that are like lounges and bars in there. So, and when it will usually like come alive at night, but some nights there won't be anything. It'll just be dark, and some nights it will be like extremely bright.
Is it like a set day or is it random?
Well, I kind of forget. I don't usually go there that often.
I see.
It's kind of in the middle of an intersection to like of the Brahma 2 road.
Then moving on, then let's talk about like food safety and stuff.
Okay.
Like, do you think street food is clean? Because I think an idea that many West people have is like street food can give you like stomach ache or something. That's something they worry about.
It
I-
depends.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I would say it's most of the time, if I were to like scale it, I would say 60% not clean and 40% clean. Just like Thor said, it depends. But I would say less clean than clean.
Because their like hygiene policy is strict, right?
Okay, you mean in
In Western.
the other countries. It's
okay.
more strict.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
You have to have this standard or else you cannot open a restaurant or sell stuff.
So maybe it's clean enough for the standard. I don't know.
Well, I don't know what standard we use actually for like street food. I don't know if we have.
I think it depends on country to country, right? But do you think Thailand has a standard for this or?
So I feel like when it comes to street food, it's very hard to regulate. But if it's a restaurant,
Of course.
they could just walk in and then you can see like how clean it is.
Maybe like if it's registered establishment, then there will be a standard for it. But for normal street food, I think as long as it doesn't kill the customer, it's okay.
That's a very harsh way to say it.
Yeah. So
To be honest, I don't know if it's clean or not, but I never got any like food poisoning from it. I can say that.
Yeah, me as well.
Or maybe my immune system is just strong. That's why.
Maybe because we live here, we start to develop immunity.
We
I
kind
think
of get
we
used to
just
it.
got used to stomach aches.
But I can see like European like tourists, they actually get like food poisoning sometimes. Maybe because they are not used to the
Maybe they
food
just
like we
ate a
do.
little too spicy. But
Oh yeah, right.
yeah, so like, do you think Thailand should try to increase the hygiene at the cost of like it will be easier to control, but there will be less freedom to like sell stuff? Do you think that's a good trade-off or just
It's a very interesting thing to think about. So, if there is a spirit asset piece like in a big market where people would just a lot of people visit, there should be a lot more regulation of that area. But but if there are just street stalls around, you can just see when you're walking every day, people are maybe less likely to buy from them because like you do not know much about it. But still, I want more regulation about safetyness.
I
Don't want people to get hurt eating food.
I like what you were pointing out because like when it comes to tourists and stuff, it means like Thailand economy. So maybe we should try to be more careful with them so that it can look more appealing and like we would get like nice comment about this and that. But just like you said, what you talk about like the hygiene and stuff, it's a really good idea. But in reality, we have to look at like there's like thousands of night market and increasing the hygiene, meaning that increase in selling price. So
like yeah, I think there will be like a lot of disruption
yeah,
if
so
that happens.
and I would say at least 50% of those that go to like street vendor and stuff, they would want something that is affordable and also like tastes good at the same time. So maybe they might not care that much about the hygiene. Not to say that they don't, but it's just that they would prefer the one that is affordable. So if they have to pick between one, maybe they would go for the more affordable one. But it would be even more great if it's like both affordable and hygienic at the same time. But I would say that this regulation might takes a lot of time to put it into like use.
Do you know what that is?
อร่อยถูกใจหน้าไม่ถูกลืม
Anamai.
อ๋อ
Like
Anamai.
forget hygiene, it tastes so good.
Yeah.
อ๋อ
Sometimes it's to be like that.
It will be like that. I mean, like, gotta have a little bit of risk.
I think it's possible, but it might take a really long time.
Yeah, because if they do it right away, right, it's gonna
No,
be so
it's
gonna
not
blow
gonna
up.
work. They have to be like slowly but surely. I think that way will work.
Because like most street stalls are not, it is organized in a certain way, but not like too formally. So due to it being very informal, like in the West, like I think they have a law for like protection against like fair payment for the people. So like, let's say you have someone working at a street stall, right? There's the main owner person and another person helping them. Like, it is harder to regulate like how fair the payment is also. That's one of the concerns that I've heard the West have about stuff like this. It's harder to regulate.
Frankly, from my own opinion, like from all the night market that I've been to, like I've been to Chinatown, Patatong, or Talat Indi, which is just like right across the street. I think the price are really affordable and the hygiene is not bad. I don't see like dumb ones using their hand to pick just stuff like that. No, I think the hygiene is pretty like okay.
Well, I think like about what you said, it comes from like the people itself. Like people
Right, right,
don't
right.
want to like that there might be like things in the past that people like see and feel like yeah this is disgusting and they will just we shouldn't do this because it's disgusting. It disgusts like customer, so they will just try not to do it more and more and more. And this can like come from like become more hygienic in some at some point.
Yeah, like they can get feedback from their own customers, right? It
Yeah,
doesn't have to
yeah.
be like government doesn't have to do as much if all of them can get information from like customers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Where are we now?
like for some examples, you already mentioned like Yawarat, Chinatown. There's also like university areas like the Thapachan area that is also considered like there's not. I mean, there's food,
I was a lot of
Yeah, a lot.
street vendors. Yeah.
but in the West, usually we only see stuff like anything that is close to a market stall would be like a food truck.
Yeah, I've heard about that before. Like when like many food trucks just come together and sell stuff to like people, and they would attract like locals and some people who are traveling as well.
Like at a park or something. Have you been to one of those? I've never seen it.
Well, I never been to like that any food truck conventions in because in England there aren't many food trucks because when I went there it was like it's 6 or 7 years ago. It was very long time ago. So what I've seen like something that's very similar in Samyan Midtown. There are like 4 food trucks that sometimes come and sell stuff. But I never seen myself never seen one myself in a Western country, so I cannot really compare that much. But I've watched some videos about it, and most of the food like do look similar to a more high end street
High end
market.
Right.
Is that have we discussed? Is that everything we need to discuss? I mean,
maybe we can try talk a bit more if we can, but if not, do you think
I mean, I think we have talked about it very encompassed. Like we encompassed most of the ideas already, right? Unless if we could talk about like well, I already mentioned this, but we could explore more that like stores close very early in the West, but I don't know why that is.
Well, is the like work-life balance in the West? There are many heavily like regulated work-life balance, and they really spend a lot of time with their family after like work hours. So when it's like, oh, they work from 9 to 5, and that's it. That's all the work they can do, and they just go home and be with their family.
But in Thailand, people also have families.
Well, yeah, that is true. Everyone has family. But
it's just not as common because like I think people try to like they work really hard in Southeast Asia. They will like I would say a lot of them they prioritize like money and stuff more because we have a lot of people to feed to like that is in our care, whereas in a country like European, just like you said earlier, from what I heard in like Denmark especially, they really value like their mental health a lot, so they kind of balance the work and life like very separately. If it's work, it work, but if it's after work, it's like their life. They don't like put
They
it
don't
together.
combine.
Yeah, so that's why I think it's because we have like different values, and also they have like maybe the law regulated like more strictly about like their personal time and their work time, whereas in Southeast Asia like Thailand or wherever,
anything.
it's like it's more free. We can choose to prioritize or not to prioritize, which most of the time we prioritize the money more.
Well, I want to continue like about the working of like some people in the street stalls. From what I see, like when it's like a more of a restaurant in Thailand, they will just close from like at 5 p.m. and but for some things that are like in the market, it would open in the evening and close
right, right,
close like
right.
very late in the night. So I think since people can spend their time with their family like in the morning as well, and they can spend before they
So
come
they
to work
kind
and come
of
back.
just switch the business. Like
yes.
some business they just
I was,
open
yeah,
earlier
I was
than one
thinking
another.
of like one of those like family business, like your son, your daughter can just come work with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have one common. That's
They-
why some
that's why some-
tourists in Thailand have stomach problems and get dehydrated. Definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, as
good.
I mean, to the tourists, you might have to like
Mm,
choose which stall very like quite carefully, or if you have a guide, I think they will know.
I guess it's okay. It's a one-time experience.
So
So
once in a
it's fine. You
It's
just
okay.
get sick for once, but you get to taste the food.
yeah,
Yeah.
or if they come often, they would know which one
I
to
mean, if
choose
they come,
anyway.
then maybe they will get used to it.
Yeah, they'll get used
Yeah.
to it.
Okay, I think maybe that's all that we've been talking about. So we can wrap it up now.
Okay, well, so the things that we have discussed, like all of it, like could we say that like
The architecture and the culture of Thailand are more like convenient for people to make street food for
right.
to perform perform cooking on the
yeah,
outside
like the
I
more
mean,
easily.
it's basically a thing here. So yeah.
like the conditions like about the culture also about the architecture,
right,
the
right.
law, like and some regulation from the government, it allows like this kind of businesses to thrive, unlike that's like unlike in other countries maybe. Yes, so that will be our conclusion.
So that's the end of episode 4 about Thai night market. Thank you so much for listening to
And
us.
for next week, we will have the usual time, not
Yeah.
in the afternoon anymore.
At 6:30 p.m. And if there's any topic you guys would like to listen to, please let us know. And if there's any common constructive feedback, please feel free to let us know.
Feel free to join the Discord after this if you guys are in it. We will be there for 10-20 minutes.
Although
at max.
I don't think anyone's watching us right now, but it's okay.
Catty Scratcher is here.
Yeah, there are a few.
There's a few people.
Thank
Okay,
you.
then that's all for today. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.